But yeah, going on to the next question. Essentially, why did you decide to become an ambassador then, Jay? Was this always the dream when you
It
came
was
to
my
university?
lifelong dream.
Yeah, it was a lifelong dream. or was this more of a, you saw an opportunity and thought, why not take it?
So let's see. So with this whole like Rest Life initiative, coming back to what you said earlier, a lot of people sometimes do not see us. About So Brunel has 14,000 students. Only 4,000 of those actually live on campus. So probably those 4,000 are the ones who would mostly see us around. We usually visit halls twice a week, once or twice a week. And I know it's sometimes mainly focused on freshers halls. So that's why sometimes most of the students haven't seen us, because especially with COVID last year, returning students coming into second year, they're not as much of sometimes they're in halls we don't visit as much. So that's why they don't sometimes see us. So how did this all start? It started when I was a fresher ultimately. I moved in, I had a really nice flat, and we had our Res Life ambassadors come in twice a week to just talk to us, chat with us, making sure everything was all right. And it seemed like a really cool job. Just being able to just go around and just talk to students and engage with students, just being almost there for them. And it just seemed like such an interesting job. I then during that year, I was so inspired. I did volunteering with Student Switch Off. It's a campaign we have here, not here at university, it's in the UK, which is to do with sustainability, with electricity savings and water savings. So I did volunteering for them. And the year after, I became a regular Res Life ambassador. And I know we worked, Jeffrey, last year. I was actually on the other end of this. I was the one interviewing you last year, you and the Environmental Society. So that was really cool. And we were able to engage with students last year. So that was really fun. So that's a bit of why I decided to come to this job. I really enjoy being social and hanging out with just students and being able to like just talk to them, and being able to do that for a job is just the dream here at university.
No, that's so true. And I think I definitely, being social is such a great thing. We always talk about it on the podcast, especially like during COVID. Losing that was definitely such a huge impact. And it's great to see the amazing work that, yourself and the other Res Life ambassadors do. Speaking, I mean, it's not one of our official questions that we're asking, but it's great that you did mention sustainability, because I know from following your page, you guys put up, I think it's almost at least once a week, you have a Eco Brunel tip that you share about sustainability. Could we learn a bit more about that?
You can learn a bit more about that. So we have a lot of these campaigns going on. We work a lot with Student Switch Off, or SOS UK, I think, and NUS. They've rebranded a bit as well. Eco Brunel is an initiative we started this year. It's just making some short little video clips to just inform students about certain topics. One of my favorite ones is one we uploaded recently. It was the hedgehog one, talking about how our campus is hedgehog friendly, and some ways campus and the university have gone forwards to make it so it's a reality. So hedgehogs are a protected species, and campus does go out of its way to actually protect them. And the editing on that video was really, really good. And it's one of the better ones we've put out for that initiative, but it is very important for sure to talk about it.
Definitely. And I think that's great, because I think, especially from friends that lived on campus, they were saying, even if they were, really sustainable themselves and they would recycle and do things, they might try and explain it to their mates in halls, but they wouldn't get it. They'd just be like, oh, I don't really need to be sustainable, or, oh, I don't get why, you're always recycling stuff or sorting out the recycling. It doesn't make sense. So it's great to see that you guys are posting like all these really interesting tips and tricks and all of this stuff that helps people know, I guess, why it's important to be sustainable. And I guess also sort of linking to that, it's really great to see some of the recommendations that you guys also post about, whether it's books or films or TV shows. Because I think that's another thing that, especially probably during lockdown, but I'm sure everyone listening can probably relate to. There's been a lot more like online, watching stuff online, and it's really interesting to see some of the recommendations you guys give. And I'm sure there are students that probably could say that they've either watched stuff or they've checked stuff out through your recommendations. So I think that's really cool.
I'd really like to think some of them have definitely checked out some of our recommendations. because we have some really good shows and books being recommended there. And it does show that we are human as well. We are people, we have our interests. So we're not just here to preach to you about sustainability. We do some more stuff. Coming back to the sustainability though, one thing that university does try to do as well is just a lot of recycling going on. One thing that just came to my head, which a lot of students don't seem to know, stuff like used up pizza boxes and coffee cups, they're not recyclable because they're tainted with oils and other products, and that can just completely taint all the other trash in the recyclable. So by putting something like that in one of those bins, it ruins everything and none of that material can be recycled. So that's just something I wanted to put forward because it's very important and most people don't know about it.
No, I had no idea about that myself. Literally, when you were saying it, I was just like, wow, I had no idea about that.